This is more than a message. It is not just words on a screen. It is a divine call, a heavenly interruption, eternity reaching into your present moment. The reason your eyes are here right now is no accident. Heaven aligned this exact second. Not too soon, not too late. Archangel Michael has been released from the throne room with a revelation designed to break every chain the enemy placed around you. His message is clear yet powerful. A miracle has already been set in motion, and the moment you open your heart, it begins to manifest. You have walked through silence, through waiting, through days where nothing made sense and your prayers felt unanswered. But that season is shifting, the stillness is about to break. That was not delay. That was divine preservation. While you were wondering why the doors weren't opening, heaven was posting guards at gates you were never meant to walk through. You thought it was punishment, but it was protection. You have survived more than most people know. The silence, the sleepless nights, the questions that kept echoing with no reply. You wore strength like armor, but heaven saw the cracks beneath the surface. You smiled through disappointment. You carried weight meant for 3 people and still showed up. And this is what you need to understand now. Not a second of that was wasted. Every silent prayer, every tear that no one saw, every night you whispered, "God, are you still with me?" has built up a divine reservoir. And now, that reservoir is about to break open. The miracle is not coming. It's already started. The shift has begun. As these words touch your spirit, something in the atmosphere is moving. There is a shift under your feet. Not everyone will feel it, but you will, because this message is coded for your heart. Archangel Michael has stood guard over your name for seasons. While others ran ahead, you stood still. While others compromised, you held your ground. And now the scroll is being opened. The miracle is being revealed. The wait was not denial. It was alignment. There are conversations happening right now that you have not heard but are about. Your name is rising in circles that once overlooked you. Someone with the authority to unlock your next chapter is being stirred. Their spirit is restless, and they don't know why, but it's because they are being summoned by heaven to remember you. Don't try to guess who. It will be someone you least expect. The miracle will not arrive with fanfare. It will look like a whisper. Will come quietly but carry thunder in the spirit. There is a cycle that has tried to keep you in a loop emotionally, mentally, even spiritually. That cycle ends today. The moment you agree with this message in your spirit, something breaks. Archangel Michael has not just come with a word. He has come with a spiritual unlocking is taking place. That same area of your life that felt stuck, barren, or cursed is the very ground God is about to flood with favor. You will not have to force it. You will not have to beg for it. The release will feel effortless. That's how you will know it was divine. Your mind is being recalibrated. There were beliefs you inherited, fears you absorbed, and lies you tolerated. But now clarity is coming. Your spirit is waking up. The fog is lifting. God has been whispering through signs, numbers, moments, impressions you couldn't explain. Those were not random. They were confirmations. And this right now is the clearest of them all. You are not who you were. The pressure has been transforming you. The silence has been sharpening you. The loss has been preparing you. And now the spotlight of heaven is shifting to your lane. This is not your imagination. This is not hype. This is not emotion. This is alignment. You are aligned with a divine moment in time, and heaven is backing you up. There is someone who left you confused. Person whose absence created a question mark in your spirit. That connection is being revisited in the heavenlies. They were sent by God. They will return with clarity. If they were a distraction, heaven will seal the door. Either way, the confusion is ending. Either way, you are being released. You cannot carry this next season while dragging the weight of what left. This is why Archangel Michael's sword is drawn to cut what can't continue. Your hands are about to receive what your heart almost stopped believing for. There's a restoration coming that will look so different, so divine that you'll barely recognize the version of you that once wondered if it would ever happen. And here's what you need to know. It won't come with stress. It won't come with chaos. It will come with peace. You'll step into it and say, "This feels right." That's how you'll know. These will be your confirmation. There are whispers happening about you in the spirit realm, accusations that were launched, delays that were engineered, but none of it will prosper. Heaven has ruled in your favor. This is not a trial. This is a release. And when it begins to unfold, it will move quickly. The emails, the messages, the connections, the ideas, they will come in waves. Don't be overwhelmed. You were built for this. This is the season your spirit has been rehearsing for. You will look back at this moment and remember that something changed when you paid attention, that the atmosphere felt different, that the air felt thinner, that you almost skipped this message, but something told you to stay. That wasn't just a nudge. That was a divine tap on the shoulder. Archangel Michael has stood waiting with this message in, and the seal is broken now. The scroll is unrolling. The word is alive. And this is what it says. You are free. You are chosen. You are not late. You are not behind. You are right on time. The timing was designed to shock those who thought you had missed it. What looked like a delay was actually your disguise. But now the reveal is happening. And no one will be able to deny the divine fingerprints on what's coming. Do not return to what you've outgrown. Do not respond to what heaven has silenced. The shift is here. You will feel it in your sleep. You will see it in your dreams. You will sense it in the way people look at you differently. The atmosphere is already changed. The miracle is already moving. And the moment you believed, truly believed that heaven was speaking, it began. This is that moment. Not yesterday, not next week. Now the angels are watching. The heavenlies are rejoicing because the word has been delivered. The seal has been broken. The shift has begun. You woke up feeling something had shifted, though you couldn't quite explain it. It was subtle, but undeniable, like the air around you had changed its weight. That's not your imagination. That's the residue of angelic movement. The message that reached you yesterday is still unfolding, still activating the very things that were once locked behind time, fear, and delay. Archangel Michael has not stepped away. He is standing even closer now, watching over what is being released, ensuring that nothing, not fear, not doubt, not even your own hesitation, interrupts what heaven has already put in motion. There are certain doors that have remained closed, not because you weren't qualified, but because the time wasn't right. But now the hinges are loosening. There is a divine pressure pushing on the very things that resisted your progress. You are about to walk through something you once begged to be led into. But this time you won't need to knock. The door is being opened for you, and all you have to do is step through. And it will not be forced. It will feel like stepping into a room already prepared for you, because it was. You have been in a season where everything felt tight. Finances, relationships, even your own emotions. It felt like you were barely holding things together while trying to keep the faith. But hear this now. What you thought was constriction was actually divine compression. God was pressing everything unnecessary out of your life. The pressure was not punishment. It was positioning. Like a seed underground, you felt buried. But heaven says you were planted. And now it's time to break through. The miracle is not in the future anymore. It's here, already taking shape in the realm you cannot yet see. And soon what you feel in your spirit will become what you see in your life. You will be shocked by how quickly things shift. But don't be surprised. You were warned, weren't you? Something in your spirit already knew this moment was coming. You were just waiting for confirmation. And there is a pattern that ends with generational cycles that have repeated for years in your family. Your relationships, your thoughts are being interrupted by your obedience. Your yes to healing, your yes to surrender, your yes to keep trusting even when everything around you said to give up. That quiet, invisible faith you held on to when no one was watching, it moved heaven. And now heaven is moving for you. Someone has spoken your name recently in a room you've never been in. That moment was the divine beginning of a conversation that will lead to your elevation. Don't try to trace it. Don't try to guess how. Just stay in alignment. What's meant for you will not miss you. Especially in this hour, there are decisions being made in your favor. without your knowledge. That's how favor works. Moves ahead of you. It opens the way before you get there. Your restlessness lately has been spiritual, not emotional. You've been feeling discomfort in places that once felt safe. That's not confusion. That's transition. Heaven is evicting you from environments that can no longer carry your calling. That discomfort is your confirmation. You are being stretched, not to break you but to make room for what's coming. Do not mourn what's leaving. If it had the capacity to hold your next season, it would have stayed. You are not going back to what broke. Not again. There was a moment not long ago when you considered it, reaching out, reopening, revisiting. But Archangel Michael stepped in and something stopped you. That wasn't weakness. That was warfare. The silence that followed wasn't rejection, was protection. You are being rescued from something that would have looked like a blessing but ended in bondage. Trust the divine. No, it saved you from what you couldn't see. The people who underestimated you will be the ones who witness your elevation, but not for your revenge, for their revelation. They will see what happens when heaven favors someone who refused to bow to bitterness. You could have become hard. You could have turned cold. But instead, you stayed soft. That's why God can use you. That's why this miracle is coming through you, not just to you. There is healing happening in places you didn't even know were still wounded. Words spoken over you years ago. Shame buried under accomplishments. Doubt dressed up as independence. God is going deeper. Now removing the last roots of lies that said you were not worthy, not chosen, not enough. That voice is being silenced by truth. And the truth is this: you were always enough. You were always chosen. You were always meant to rise. As these words settle into your spirit, something is changing in your atmosphere. You'll notice it in small ways. First, a conversation that feels lighter, an idea that drops into your heart like a flash, a moment of peace where there used to be panic. That's how heaven confirms the word. Not with noise, with stillness. Be alert. Be expectant. The signs will follow the shift. Do not shrink back when the opportunity presents itself. It will not come labeled as miracle. It may look ordinary. It may even look inconvenient, but your spirit will recognize it. Something inside you will say, this is it. Trust that, knowing that's not emotion. That's discernment. Heaven speaks in stillness. Archangel Michael whispers when it's time to move. You are not crazy for believing. You are not foolish for holding on this long. Your faith has been recorded and now it will be rewarded. There are angels assigned to carry this promise into your reality, and their hands are already full with the fulfillment of what's coming. What felt heavy before will suddenly feel light. What felt distant will suddenly be near. That's the nature of divine acceleration. There's no need to chase anything. What is yours is being delivered. Even now, the alignment has begun. The shift you felt yesterday was not the end. It was the introduction. The real unfolding starts now, in silence, in stillness, in sacred moments like this, where heaven meets earth, in the space of your surrender. And so the wind changes again, quietly, invisibly, unmistakably, and the angels remain in place, watching, guarding, delivering. Because you believed, because you listened, because you stayed. You're beginning to feel it now. Not just around you, but within you. The old weight is lifting. The ache you couldn't name is beginning to release. The tightness around your hope is loosening. And while nothing may look different, yet everything has already changed. Because something eternal has been activated, something holy has been spoken, and what heaven speaks cannot return void. What God ordains cannot be undone. There is a stillness entering your life that's not silence. Authority. You're no longer asking, pleading, hoping for things to shift. You're stepping into the realization that they already have. The storm you've been in wasn't proof that God had left. It was proof that He was near. Because nothing grows in sunshine alone. The roots had to deepen. And they have. Heaven has watched you walk through seasons that would have broken other people. And yet you didn't break. You bet. You wept. You paused. But you stood. When others would have walked away, you stayed faithful. When others would have retaliated, you chose peace. When the enemy whispered that it was over, you chose to believe it was just beginning. And now heaven responds. There is a reason you've been seeing repeating numbers, a reason you keep waking at certain hours, a reason certain names come to mind out of nowhere. These are not coincidences. They are spiritual codes, prophetic patterns. They are heaven's way of keeping your attention aligned. The veil is thinner now. The communication is clear. What was once obscure is becoming obvious. That idea that keeps returning. That vision that won't leave you alone. It's not fantasy. It's instruction. Don't delay what God is repeating right now while you are still catching your breath from what's already begun. The next wave is forming. You are not in a moment. You are in a movement. The decisions you make now carry the power of generations. This is bigger than a blessing. This is a breaking of old systems, old thinking, old fear. You are not just stepping into favor. You're stepping into freedom. There is someone watching you. And it's not just people. In the spirit realm, eyes are on you, not in judgment but in anticipation. There are angelic assignments attached to your obedience. Every time you choose faith over fear, you give heaven permission to act. Every time you release what wounded you, instead of holding on to it, you loosen what's been held back. You've prayed, God, what else do I need to do? But listen, this part isn't about doing. It's about becoming. You are becoming the version of you that the enemy feared. The version that trauma couldn't crush. That betrayal couldn't silence. That delay couldn't deny. This version of you is untouchable. And that's why hell has fought you so hard. Because once you recognize your authority, you can no longer be manipulated by fear. There is someone you once trusted who tried to block your light. Maybe they didn't know it. Maybe they did. But either way, God saw it. And now that person is being removed, not out of vengeance but to make space. The weight of their presence has stifled your momentum long enough. This miracle is too pure to be contaminated by old energy. The chapter ahead requires cleaner hands, clearer voices, safer rooms. And heaven is making sure you walk only where your destiny is honored. Do not grieve the losses. They are not rejections. They are redirections. What leaves you now was only holding on because you hadn't yet let go. But even in that, grace covered you. Heaven waited. Heaven protected you from yourself, from your patterns, from the parts of you still tied to what God was trying to heal. And now that healing is done, the wound has closed. The scar will remain, but not as pain, as proof. Proof that you lived. Proof that you overcame. Proof that you're ready. Archangel Michael stands not at a distance but beside you. His sword is no longer raised. It has struck. The cords are severed. The delays are broken. The spiritual blockade has been removed. And with one divine decree, your name has been spoken in places of elevation. What was overlooked is now spotlighted. What was ignored is now favored. You will walk into rooms where your story goes ahead of you, where people feel peace just by your presence. Your spirit is no longer waiting for permission. It's receiving instruction. Listen closely in this season. The whisper will carry more weight than the shout. The pause will reveal more than the rush. This is not the time to fill the silence. This is the time to listen. Heaven is communicating in layers. What looks like a casual moment will carry divine blueprints. A passing comet will unlock direction. A dream will carry coordinates. And in all of this, peace will be your compass. There is no more striving, no more proving, no more trying to earn what you already carry. You have passed the test. The wilderness season has ended. The fire refined you, but it did not consume you. The isolation stretched you, but it did not break you. The silence shaped you, but it did not define you. And now the unveiling begins. You've been hidden, not forgotten. Sheltered, not sidelined. Heaven hid you in plain sight so the enemy wouldn't intercept what was meant only for appointed time. And now the appointment is here. What you once felt wasn't for you was actually being protected for you. And as you receive this word in your spirit, something unshakable settles in. It's not just hope anymore. It's knowing you are not chasing signs anymore. You are becoming one. So walk forward not as someone waiting but as someone walking in what was already written. Let the old expectations fall off. Let the old fears be buried. You've crossed over, and on this side things flow differently. Answers come faster. Wisdom feels clear. Joy returns without explanation. People start to notice the shift before you say a word because your spirit is now aligned. Your atmosphere is now hosting something sacred. This is not revival. This is resurrection. And it has your name on it. The atmosphere has shifted again, and this time it's final. There is no going back. The winds of transition have done their work. The ground beneath your feet has been made. No. And what once seemed delayed is now being delivered. You can feel it in your breath, in the silence between words, in the sudden stillness of your thoughts. You've stepped into the divine unfolding, and the heavens are now echoing what your spirit already knows. It is done. Not just hoped for, not just spoken, fulfilled. Everything has been leading to this moment. Every closed door, every delay, every lonely night, every tear. They were all ingredients in this miracle. And now the miracle isn't on the horizon. It's here. It has touched your timeline. The fingerprints of God are all over your circumstances, and nothing can stop what has already been commanded into motion. Archangel Michael has completed his assignment. His sword has drawn the final line between your old season and your new one. What once held you back is now powerless. What once confused you has now become clear. What once haunted you has now been replaced with peace. The angels who have walked silently beside you are rejoicing, because the battle in the unseen realm has turned and your name has been written in the scroll of victory. This is the reward for your endurance. You didn't just wait. You trusted. You didn't just survive. You surrendered. And now what was once a whisper of promise has become a declaration of fulfillment. The release has been authorized. The restoration has been sealed. You are now living inside the manifestation of the very thing you almost gave up on. Something sacred is returning to your life. Clarity, peace, purpose, but also something new. Favor, acceleration, anointing. You will walk into rooms you didn't know were prepared for you. You will speak with authority you didn't know you carried. The places where you were once overlooked will now become platforms of honor. This is divine recompense. The enemy thought he had silenced you, but he only sharpened you. He thought the delay would discourage you, but it only trained you to recognize timing. And now your time has come. You will feel it before you see it. A divine confidence that rises without explanation. A rest in your spirit where there used to be striving. Your very presence will carry weight. People won't know why, but they'll feel something in you has changed, and they'll notice. Because when heaven touches a person's life, the evidence becomes undeniable. There will be conversations that begin this week once you didn't initiate, and they will carry breakthrough. There will be names brought up in rooms that you've never entered. There will be a message, an invitation, a divine nudge. And when it comes, don't doubt it. It's real. It's happening. The life-changing miracle is no longer waiting on heaven's side. It's been dispatched. It's approaching now. All that remains is your response. Do not retreat. Do not minimize what God is doing. You've carried this word through silence, through storms, through secret battles. But now the word is carrying you. The hand of God has lifted you into the next dimension of purpose, and you will never return to who you were. Not emotionally, not spiritually, not even mentally. The old version of you has expired. So what do you do now? You rise. You believe. You declare. Because this miracle wasn't just for you. It was through you. Others will be awakened by your story. They'll believe again. Because of your resilience. They'll see the evidence of what happens when someone doesn't give up in the valley. Your testimony will shake someone else's chains loose. That's why you had to go through it the way you did, so they'll believe it's possible. This final moment is more than just a conclusion. It's a prophetic release. As you read these final lines, something is still being activated. Don't rush past it. Let it sink in. Let your spirit echo what heaven is singing over you. Well done. It's here. Receive it. And now I invite you into something more. This word has stirred your spirit, if something inside you has awakened, this is your confirmation. You're not alone in this journey. There is a community, a family, a sacred space where these words continue, where these moments of divine revelation flow like a river. Subscribe to this channel so you never miss another divine moment again. Every word, every message is released in divine timing, and they are prepared with your breakthrough in mind. Comment amen below if this message spoke directly to your spirit, not as a ritual, not as a habit, but as a seal of agreement. When you type amen, you're not just commenting, you're activating the promise. You're saying, I receive it, I believe it is mine. Let the angels see your agreement. Let heaven witness your faith, because this isn't the end. This is the beginning. The miracle has started, and you're standing in the middle of it right now. So let it be done. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen.